Hi everybody, it's Christina. Welcome back to Adventures in Polish Land. Today I have a book club to share with you. I recently went into Cambridge via Boston to see a musical, the American Repertory Theater. And of course, wherever I go, I try to see if there's a used bookstore nearby. And so I found a bookstore new to me in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And then on the way home, I also went to Commonwealth Books, which is one of my favorite used bookstores in the Boston area. So let me share with you what I bought. Right now, I am focused on reading from two independent publishers primarily. One is Europa Editions, and then the other is the New York Review of Books Classics. I don't know why, but this year I've been reading some books from those publishers, and I just thought it would be fun to make that my project, my side project for the year, to see how many of their books I can read and determine if I want to read their new releases going forward. So let me share with you what I got. The first store I went to is Rodney's Books. This is right in Harvard Square, and it was a really nice bookstore. It's small, but they had nice big bookshelves, nice piles of books everywhere. I posted a short with a little mini vlog if you're interested in seeing the inside, but I came home with 4 books from there. The first one is The Promise by Damon Galgut. I apologize if I mispronounced his name. This won the Booker Prize in 2021 and published by Europa Editions. So essentially what I've been doing is whenever I find a Europa edition, I'll pick up the book and read the synopsis, and if it sounds interesting to me, I'll buy the book. So for this one, it says, on her deathbed, Rachel Sport makes a promise to Salome, the family's black maid. This promise will divide the family, especially her children. Anton, the golden boy, Astrid, whose beauty is her power, and the youngest, Amor, whose life is shaped by feelings of guilt. So that sounded really interesting to me right away. Decided to pick it up, and also I tend to have good luck with the Booker Prize winners, and even those that are long or shortlisted for the Booker Prize, so this was a no-brainer. Then I found Mrs. S by Kay Patrick. Really interesting cover for this one. And this one says, Mrs. S is a sensual and sensational novel that explores in stylish prose the mercurial nature of love and attraction, the transformative power of desire, and the dissonance between self and place. But what really got me to buy this book was the next line, which says, in an elite all-girls boarding school. And I was done because I love boarding school books, so figured this one would work well for me. Then I got The Distant Marvels by Chantel Acevdeo. Beautiful cover on this one. And this one says, Cuba, 1963, Hurricane Flora, one of the deadliest hurricanes in recorded history, is bearing down on the island. 7 women have been evacuated from their homes and are forced to take refuge in the former governor's mansion as the storm rages outside. In a single room on the top floor, Maria Serena, a former lectora in a cigar factory, begins to tell the incredible story of her childhood during Cuba's Third War of Independence. So this sounds really interesting. Seems like a bunch of women are staying in this house and they're going to hear someone's life story, so I figured I would give that a try. And then the last book that I picked up there was a New York Review of Books Classics edition. This is The Door by Magda, and it has an introduction by Ali Smith. If you've been watching my channel, I read my first Ali Smith book, The Accidental, earlier this year, and I loved it. So that's kind of a bonus for me that she wrote the introduction. And this one sounds right up my alley as well. It says, The Door is an unsettling exploration of the relationship between 2 very different women. Magda is a writer, educated, married to an academic, public-spirited, with an on-again, off-again relationship to Hungary's communist authorities. Emergence is a peasant, illiterate, impassive, abrupt, seemingly ageless. So it looks like it's going to be a story about these 2 different women. So I decided to pick up this one. Interestingly enough, Rodney's bookstore had all of these NYRB books together on a shelf in its own section. So I almost missed out on getting this, but luckily I stumbled upon it. Then at Commonwealth Books, I picked up 3 Europa editions. The first one is Everything Happens Today. Love this purple cover. And this one caught my attention because it is a dazzling novel recording a single day in the life of Wes, a 17-year-old who attends Manhattan's elite Dalton School and lives in Greenwich Village in a dilapidated townhouse with his terminally ill mother, distant father, and beloved younger sister. So this is really interesting, a book that's set just in one day, so figured I'd give that a try. Then I found a book by Elena Ferrante. This is The Lying Life of Adults. I don't know anything about this one. I just picked it up because I've been reading her Neapolitan novels. I'll talk about the second one in my next wrap up, and I loved that book so much that I figured if it has her name on it, I'm picking it up. I don't know if I'm going to read this now or wait until I finish that series, but nonetheless, I'm super excited to have this, and it was a great price. It was only $8. And what is this retail for? $26. That's why I love used books. And then finally, I got Shooting Down Heaven by Jorge Franco. Another purple cover. This one says, after 12 years away, Larry comes home to his native Colombia after his father, a former associate of Pablo Escobar, is murdered. So again, really interesting right from the beginning of the synopsis. We have a person coming back to Colombia after his father was murdered. I want to know more. So that's it for my book haul. I know that when I've been purchasing books lately, I really haven't been finding books that I hear about on the internet because I've been focused on buying from independent publishers. So that's really unique for me. I feel like ever since I discovered BookTube back in the 2010s, I've been reading mostly what other people recommend, and it's a bit refreshing to do my own thing, pick up books that I've never heard of before, and see how I like them. Let me know how you decide to buy books, if you've been to any of these bookstores, and if you have any to recommend in the Boston area, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!